Hello, I'm Arthur. In this episode, you will learn what to do during a crisis in relationships or business and how to turn it into success. The most interesting part is at the end. Let us watch together.
We perceive only 1% of external impressions.
He got married and is no longer free. Do I have to become his mistress? How should I act?
You need to develop harmoniously. Focus your attention on the area between the eyebrow.
Why did I start the path of development, but then I reached a dead end?
You have to include the intellectual creative part, and you need to be ready for new efforts. This is not an easy job, but it is the only way to find your happiness.
What is true Tantra, and how is it different from sex? How to meet your soulmate, your divine partner. Encounter with extraterrestrials. How to get in contact with them. How do black magicians control the earth? The main weapon of the dark powers. How to deal with any life difficulties. Awakening hidden abilities and understanding the higher laws of the universe. The method of realizing any desire. Eco-village and the space of love. The ancient pagan wedding ritual and conception at the place of power. What a proper wedding should be like for a happy married life. You will find answers to all these questions in the new cartoon, Mystery, an Untold Story of Love. Here is everything you have been looking for.
Lyria and her disciples were boating on a beautiful mountain lake with lilies blooming on its surface. Having reached a small picturesque island, the travelers got ashore, began to build a fire, and make tea from herbs.
How should I act? I love one man, but he got married and is no longer free. And another man wants to marry me, but I don't like him. What should I do?
A person has a heart and a mind, and here you see the conflict of these parts with each other. If we look at the mind, we see that it consists of memory and intellect, which deals with creativity and reflection. But a person, strange as it may seem, because he was called Homo sapiens, an intelligent person, rarely uses it, mainly relying on his memory. And it turns out to be mainly consisted of other people's thoughts, templates, stereotypes. But these are not the thoughts of wise people, but the thoughts of fools who live poorly themselves and only envy successful people. Successful people use their intellect more often than their memory. This is the key to their success. And now you are taking from your memory template thoughts that it is time to get married, it is time. You should be like everyone else. But in this way, a person will not reach the state of happiness because happiness is experienced by our heart. And only by listening to it, a person can be happy, whether it is the choice of a partner, job, or place of residence. We can be guided by our heart, as it knows better what we need for happiness. And now, when explaining all this, as I always do in my lectures, I use my intellect. I advise you to think about life in the same way, and not just remember other people's opinions, statements, cliches imposed by society.
So it turns out, if I need to listen to my heart and I love a married man now, do I have to become his mistress?
Darling, you have to look for more than one solution to every problem. For example, you can look for another man who's single and likes you. Or you can be the mistress of a married man if you love him very much and are ready for such a role. The main thing is not to make a big deal out of it. Always remember that you are not one. You have many parts, roles. and each person has his own tastes, his own preferences. You have to include the intellectual creative part so that it finds a solution that satisfies the majority of your eye. This is not an easy job. You have to think, feel, weigh the pros and cons. But it is the only way to find your happiness, your individuality, joy, fulfillment, love. But do not try to show it to stupid people because they may not accept it and start judging you, considering you bad.
And then how to be. For example, if I choose the role of a mistress, it will in any case cause general condemnation.
You have to play a socially acceptable role with the people around you. Make up some story so that they can accept the fact that you don't live according to the same patterns as they do.
I think I understand. Thank you for your valuable advice. I'll try to listen to my heart and make the right decision.
Honey, I'll be glad if you find your way to happiness. But remember that you need to develop harmoniously. It is important not only to listen to your heart, but also to train your intellect, for example, by solving riddles. The strength of the mind depends on the ability to concentrate. Yogis say, concentration is wisdom. Let's try now to look at the flames of the fire and not be distracted by anything else for at least 10 minutes. The longer you can focus your attention, the better your intellect will work, the more complex tasks it will be able to solve. For more successful concentration, focus your attention on the area between the eyebrow. You may even feel a pressure there. This is the energy being directed to the mental center. Contemplate the flames of the fire and count your breath. This will help you to calm down and not be distracted by extraneous thoughts.
The students enthusiastically began to meditate on the flames of the fire, concentrating and focusing their attention as their tutor advised.
Look at everything at once, while listening to all the sounds and feeling your own breath. It's a beautiful meditation that helps you shut off your thoughts and allow yourself to be in stillness, nourished by the beauty around you. After all, because of our thoughts, we don't see anything around us. We perceive only 1% of external impressions, and we lose a lot in the process. Excess energy does not give a person rest, so one should eat less and do more physical activity to be in a more even, harmonious state. Then the consciousness will develop more easily.
Tell me, why did I start the path of development, but then I reached a dead end and do not progress further?
Lyria looked at the student carefully and asked someone else to ask the next question. Then Andrike raised his hand.
I have the same problem, but in business. Everything seems to have started well, the business is working, but it feels like I'm not going any further.
Okay, any other questions?
I also have a problem. I can't meet anyone for a long-term relationship. Everything starts out well, but then my feelings cool down and I break up with another partner. What's the problem?
Okay, I'll explain to you what's going on. The average person thinks that everything goes in a straight line. But if we observe the life around us, we see that every process is cyclical. It goes in a wave or a circle. Something starts, grows, and then withers and dies. Whether it is a person, a plant, civilization or religion, human relations or business, a spiritual path, and any other thing. This process can be depicted in the form of the seasons. Spring is the beginning of a relationship, a business, a spiritual path, the birth of a person or any other being, a plant. Do you see that steep mountain? Can you climb it or not?
No!
No. Well, how can we?
I really don't know.
What do you this, shall we?
No.
You see, it's hard to decide to start something big. It always takes a lot of effort to overcome your inertia and resistance to the environment. So if you want to start something, you have to prepare to be active and fight with yourself. With your fears, laziness, the illusion that everything is fine and you don't need to do anything. Only those who overcome themselves and circumstances get the intended and desired. And this is epitomized by summer, when all nature wakes up, blossoms, and prepares to bear fruit. Then, for some time, everything goes by itself, and therein lies a great danger. The person relaxes, thinking that it will always be like this. This is the fall. His efforts bear fruit, but at the same time, if he stops making additional efforts, stagnation sets in. Relations cool down. Competitors begin to push the entrepreneur away. Spiritual development stops. What do you think should be done in such a situation?
Make new efforts.
Find new ideas.
Prepare for such a period, and until winter comes, make more efforts to grow and develop.
Yes, that's right. Because winter comes after fall. In a relationship, one must not relax. A woman must make the same efforts that she did in the spring, when she wanted to be liked. Also look after herself. Also strive to be desirable. Otherwise, the relationship will be destroyed. After all, a man can see you from a bad side, disappointed. And what can be after that? Only discord and divorce. Remember this, no matter what business you take on, winter will inevitably come, and you need to be ready for new efforts. Then after winter, spring will come, and instead of death and destruction, your business, your relationships, your spiritual growth will move to a new level of development.
Hello. Do you want us to select a personal practice for you so that you can go through what the heroes of our cartoon experience?
Write to us and we will help. The link is in the description.
Do you dream of true love and harmonious relationships? I invite you into a space of transformation where the secrets of real love are revealed.
At our gathering, you will walk the path toward understanding your feminine and masculine power.
You will learn the ancient secrets of love and master tantric practices and ceremonies to attract a worthy partner.
Don't miss your chance to become happy.
Find our friends through the links in the description.